Okay, you got your dancing shoes on,
Yeah, I
Tessa?
was.
Can you do a tarantella?
No, I'll practice though for TikTok, 100% if you want to make one.
Maybe that should be our TikTok that we do with KK and Layla, a
hundred
tarantella, a traditional
percent.
Italian dance. I'm just saying that like I know how to do it. I
I
was
was
not
gonna
one of the cute
say.
Italian girls with the little tambourine that danced around. I was kind of jealous of them, honestly.
I
How's it
could
going,
picture it.
everybody? We're pumped. First live post game show during the Olympics. Tess and Julia here with you, Jocks and Jills. So excited to react to all the action. We're going to have a couple guests hop on with us who are very involved in the action. Tessa, like, do we get a normal day at the Olympics? Like, it
Never.
just doesn't happen. But it's been, even before the game started, it's been fun to just like see all the content out of the bubble. You've actually been to the Olympics, so it makes sense if you get a little bit of FOMO. Why do I get FOMO? I'm like, where's my kid? Where's my
Be-
bunk bed? Where's my credential? I want to be in the village.
you will be soon enough, Julie. Not in the village, but there.
Yeah.
I think it's because we're all Olympic junkies, and there's something special and unique about the Olympics. That's just like magic. It grabs you. It's a happy time. My parents are here right now to help out with our kids while we do all these live shows. And my dad this morning was just like, "This is so great. I just can't wait to just sit around and watch the Olympics all day." I was like, "Yeah."
Right.
And like, you get excited, you get proud of your country, you're excited to learn about all these new athletes. And especially with social media now, and this being a regular Olympics, if you will, you get to get more social media behind the scenes, see what all the players are up to, all the athletes. Like it's cool. You get brought in a heck of a lot more. Like I feel like Twitter was really just gearing up when I went, and like I don't even
Okay,
know
I
that
was just gonna
Instagram was a
say, like, we
thing.
gotta pump your tires a little bit because you were the start of influencing at the Olympics. Like,
Well,
you had your digital camera out there, you had your little video recorder, you are the original Olympic influencer, and I don't think we should let anyone forget that.
well, thank you. Yes, I did have my digital camera and my flip cam, which has a lot of incriminating evidence on it. Some may be released, some may not throughout these Olympic Games, just as memories pop up. But let me tell you, anything going out there for the opening ceremonies, one of the best pieces of advice that I got was you can hold your camera all you want, but don't be looking through your camera.
Mm.
Take it in with your eyes because that's your job. Everyone else can enjoy whatever the heck it is that you capture, and I just tried to do that and just share the moment, mostly for like my friends and people that were part of my journey that couldn't make it to Vancouver. And I
Yeah.
think that's a large part of it as well, is documenting for the people that maybe can't be there, or fans that are, huge fans of the PW that are following all of these players, maybe not just their country anymore. You know what I mean? Because these PW players have done a fantastic job making a name for themselves in the cities they play in and in the league in general. So they're relatable. They're very much available, and to talk to have your son or daughter relate to, like, and that's our job. That's what we like to do too, right? Is have everyone fall in love with them as much as we, like, we're fangirls as much as we're here and we're media and we're like here to help them. Like, we love these players to the core, everything about them, more than just hockey players, like as people. So um, kudos to them. I feel bad for a lot of them right now because there was some big news that dropped, Julia. But that's the Olympic
Yeah.
Games, and it's a gut check, quite literally, right now for Team Finland.
Yeah, we'll get to that news about Finland and Team Canada's game getting postponed. I just want to talk a little bit more about just the general vibes around Athletes Village
Yeah,
because it's just been so fun to follow along. Emma Malte posted a really good video. And I wanted to ask you about it. She posted that sweater that everyone's buying right now, like it's like a knitted Milano
yes,
Cortina sweater, and she said like I can't wait till one day like my future kids are digging through my
I
closet
know,
and they pull that out. Were you
dude.
thinking about that at all when you
Yeah.
were at the Olympics? Is that
Okay.
kind of why you were documenting too?
Well, yes and no. You do end up swapping a lot of your gear, just so everyone knows, with other nations. Like I've actually sneakily packed a shirt that I'd gotten at a previous tournament to swap with someone. My great grandma's from Ukraine, and so I immediately found someone from Ukraine, and I was like, "Yo, swap me." And they're like, "Yes, a piece of Canada gear, absolutely." So I have a Ukraine zip up from the 2010 Olympics. And so there's stuff that you're looking at, you're like, "Okay, I will actually wear this later," or like, "This is of good quality." And then now however many, 16 years out, I'm looking at all the bins in my house, and Ed and I are like, what are we doing with all this? Like,
Yeah.
what am I doing with all this?
You're at a
But
pivotal point right now, though, because like
you
you're
gotta hold
just
on to it.
years away from Annie being like, "Don't you dare throw like where
I
mom wears
know.
that shirt, mom wears that sweater." You're
My
so close
mom,
to it.
my mom brought a little shirt from my no, from like JKSK from my school, and my son's wearing it, and I'm like, this is the greatest. I just pulled out my flowers. Okay, my flowers from winning in the Olympic Games. And I don't know if anybody knows, but the flowers in Vancouver 2010 were put together by um, female recovering drug addicts, women in abusive situation, whether it's sexually or physically. So they had a part in the Olympic Games and had purpose, and it felt nice. And they're so crusty and falling apart. And it's to a point right now where I'm like, what am I actually doing with this? And I got to the point where like I'm just gonna save the ribbon. And the second I pulled the ribbon off, I'm like, why did I do that? I should have asked the Hall of Fame if they wanted these.
Oh,
I know, what an
yeah.
idiot. Everyone, just tell me how dumb I am. I know people are asking questions about Athletes Village, and it looks like there's 2 players per room, but rooms are joined. Every Athletes Village is different. In Milan, it looks like a adjoining hotel room, if you will, where you can
Yeah.
kind of close it off, which I'm going to assume that is. We can get confirmation on it, but it is usually 2 players per room. My roommate was Haley Irwin at the Vancouver 2010
Oh,
Olympics. We
nice.
shared a condo, if you will, with Kim St. Pierre and Carolyn Willette. So you have a common space within your area. And then usually so Canada has its own building. There's like a floor where we had like ping pong tables, foosball tables, TVs, loungers, a quiet room, a computer room where all athletes can go and hang out there. So you have your one common area for a lot of your own team, if you will, on your floor. And then you have all of Team Canada or all of Team USA has their own hangout section. And then in the Athletes Village itself in Vancouver, what they had was for all of the nations, they had a central hub, which is now a brewery there. But it was a central hub where I believe, I don't know, Vitamin Water or Gatorade or something was the sponsor of it. And it had games, it had buck hunt, it had pool, it had everything in there where all athletes can hang out and make it more like a communal space, which was cool because you got to hang out with friends from other nations. My good friend Emma Laxton, who was captain of Team Finland at the time, we hung out there plenty. It's just a very good, cool community athlete field. And so I don't know. I'm excited for them. I love that all the players are doing their due diligence and posting and making their rooms their own. We saw players basically like move their room, flip it upside down,
Nurse and
design it the way they
Mashmeyer,
want.
of course, have redesigned their room. Like
You saw,
that's the best pair of roommates I could
I know,
have put together. Like
I
they're
know.
both so stylish. They're both taking one another's content. They're both rearranging their room to their
It's the best.
liking. I love
And then
it.
you see Tap buying like a plant for her room.
Okay, no, I saw this. The plants are rentals in the Olympic
Oh,
Athlete Village,
cool.
and they're gonna go to fans after the game. So athletes are able to take out a plant and, like rent it feels weird, but yeah, it'll go to a
Yeah,
fan after the
borrow it.
games, and they're giving their plants names. I
I
saw that
know.
lots of the athletes were naming their plants Elia and Shane, which I
Oh my
just
gosh.
think is adorable and
A best,
hilarious. Yeah,
best.
I'm like, where's my plant? Where can I pick it up? Like, how can I be more
I want
involved?
one.
The last thing we have to mention before we start breaking down these games, how about Gwyneth Phillips' wrap skirt? What are those USA wrap
Hilarious.
skirts? I
I
need one.
rewatched her and Scams that post 8 million times and cried laughing. It is so good. I can't wait for them to do a PWHL walk in one of those.
Oh my gosh, a wrap skirt. You know that crazy job I talk about every once in a while where I like pretended I was from the past?
Yeah. Yeah.
Part of my core wardrobe was a wrap skirt. So if you guys need any help styling those, I do have some past experience. It's just been absolutely awesome to see the players get situated, see the players, just start to make their way into enjoying the Olympics. And today we saw the puck drop for the first time.
Yep.
Let's start breaking that down. But should we break down the big news that happened before any
Yes.
of the games even started?
Yep.
Finland and Canada game was postponed. Claire Hanna and Haley Salvian were leading the reporting on this. 13 players from Team Finland quarantined for illness or exposure to norovirus.
Not
Only
fun.
10 players were on the ice for morning skate. Oddly enough, me and your husband, Ed, had norovirus once last year each. So we've had an up close experience with that puppy in the last calendar year. I would not touch that thing with a 10-foot pole, Tessa.
No.
So I do understand not Finland not being well enough to play one thing, but I understand like Finland's head coach was saying like we got to think about the safety of other teams too. Like I don't think it's good for Canada to even be playing us right
Yeah,
now.
you don't want that running rampant. It's terrible because you think about it, tomorrow's opening ceremonies as well. No way. I would be surprised if any part of that team would be allowed to take part in any of the opening ceremonies. There's going to be a lot of NSOs from Team Finland and all over the world being like, can you guys just, I don't know, not?
Yeah.
So it's really sad to know that, they might likely miss the opening ceremonies because that is a large part of an Olympic journey and Olympic experience. And if it is your first, that's unfortunate. I hope you get another crack at it. But there's a lot more to the Olympic Games and all that, obviously. But that game postponed to February 12th. It will be aired 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you tune in. That is the day before the quarterfinals. I can only assume Canada and or Finland both will be given the game, the quarterfinal, the second day of the quarterfinal games, if you will, not the 13th, but the 14th. That would
Yeah.
be my guess.
Yeah, already a couple people in the chat saying like how is this postpone game fair to Canada? And it's an interesting question. Like I was honestly
It
surprised they postponed this one and didn't
it
just force
it
Finland to forfeit.
that's where you and I were going back and forth a little bit. It is strange because let's be honest, there's only one day in between here before USA plays Finland.
Hmm.
Are they going to have, I mean, if you have 10 skaters, I would say you have to play. And then Finland's just going to have to play a trap. Get the puck, ice it. Get the puck, get it out, change. Like you're just going to have to play that way because you can't continue to postpone and push these games. And to set the precedent for postponement first, do you have to follow suit? Or is it like, hey, we're going to let you do this one time and then no more?
That's what's interesting about it. Finland's set to play the USA on Saturday, and like you postpone that. Finland can't play two games on the 12th. So
Oh,
I don't know. It's an interesting precedent to set. I'm very interested to hear more from Claire and Haley once we know more information. But
yeah.
one thing's for certain, we're thinking about all the players on Team Finland right now. It's just an
Yeah.
absolute nightmare scenario for players that work their whole lives to get to this point. The last Olympics obviously wasn't the full Olympic game experience for a lot of these players. So we're hoping they get healthy really fast, and we know they're getting taken care of by the best over there. So we're
Yeah.
thinking of all those players right now. Let's go to the early morning game here, Tessa. Sweden versus Germany. I woke up. I got on my little stepping pad for this one. I got my coffee nice and early. This was a good game. And Nina Job Smith. Can we continue the Jocks and Jills bump? I don't know if it feels right to do to Nina Job Smith, who we just had on the podcast, because she was Germany's best player on the ice, I
Yeah.
think, for this game. Like she stood out.
Not surprised.
She was, no, not surprised at all, but she was real impact player. And Sweden takes the win in this one, 4-1.
Yeah. Sweden was all over them, just pumping them. I mean, Sandra Abstreiter played as best as she could. I feel like she's a goalie that can continue to prove herself as a true starter because when she's on, my God, she's on and she's great to watch. But Nina Job Smith potting the first goal of the Milan Olympics is pretty cool. And we are going to take an assist on that, everybody. Okay.
Yeah,
We're taking an
100%.
assist on it. Absolutely. Um, Lena Lungblom as well, getting a pair. I mean, or Lungblom, sorry,
Come
I'm
on, shout out all your
pronouncing
Buckeyes here.
right.
Yeah.
Honestly, like looking good. I set a big bar for Sweden in this Olympic Games, and I think they're taking it seriously. Not that they were listening to me at all, but I think they do take it seriously. And they were getting lots of chances. Sometimes the finish was there, sometimes it wasn't. But I like the fact that Germany scored first, didn't take any wind out of their sails. It was like right back to it, right back to work. Their power play picked up, like it was great. Becky Kellar did a fantastic job on the call, by the way. Here in Canada for CBC, who is our Olympic broadcaster. Down in the States, we know it's NBC. I know that AJ Malesko is down there calling some games, who's a legend in the game. She can relate to Layla Edwards in going from forward to D, but
Hey, yeah.
kudos to everybody calling these games. You're doing a fantastic job. I think we should bring in Becky Kellar because I've got a lot of questions and conversations I want to have with her about this one.
Let's do it. Becky Kellar joining Jocks and Jills. She, of course, is calling all the games for CBC, Olympic gold medalist, world champion herself, joins us from
Number
CBC
one.
studios in downtown Toronto. How are we, Becky? Have you had like a little bit of a crazy live TV day?
It has been a crazy live TV day. That's live TV, right? That's the
That is
Olympics.
The
Guys,
best.
I was very honestly, I really enjoyed your call for Sweden, Germany, and then I was listening to Czechia, USA, and I heard you guys pop in. I was like, "Hey, yo, what's going on?" It
I know.
was so
There was
awesome.
well, it's funny because we were maybe going to be doing the Italy-France game, but the timing was a little like suspect because they weren't in the same rink.
Right.
And then they were like, okay, actually, we're putting you on hold because we might need you to just poke your head into this other game. So,
Yep.
yeah, so we were on call there. So that was kind of fun. So it's always good though to watch a game with that fine eye, right? Like you're
Yep.
calling it because then
Yeah.
you're ready when you have to call it. So,
Absolutely. I think too, the best part about live TV is someone always gives you a plan and you're like, all right, got it. This is the plan. And then the show starts and I'm like, throw the plan out the window. There is no
Get rid of
plan.
it.
And it's like, that's the beauty of live TV is being able to tap dance. And if there's anybody, Becky, who can pick up a conversation in the middle of a sentence and carry it with like such poise and grace, it's you. So thanks for making our afternoon so awesome. Let's start with this game though. I mean, I don't know about you, but I had some high standards for Team Sweden coming into this Olympics because I want more out of that nation. What were your first impressions of, their first game at the Olympics?
they've outgrown the B pool. They
Yeah.
gotta, and I know this is the last of it and it's going to the snake format, but I mean, it's just pretty obvious. I think Germany's probably the second best team in that pool, and they were pretty dominant, right? So I think they've outgrown that pool. So I just really want to see them take that next step in a quarterfinal and be able to close out a game.
Yeah.
But this one was big this morning, and we had said it, like Germany could have upset them, and if you don't win that pool, then you get stuck with Canada or the US in the crossover, right? Which is exactly what, or probably, I shouldn't say they do, they probably do, which you're avoiding at all costs. You're hoping to give yourself a little more favorable matchup. So, they put themselves in a good spot so far. But yeah, they're deep. I think your youngsters are looking good.
I was just going to say they're deep. So it's not only this Olympics, it's looking to the future as well with those young guns that Julia and I were talking up, and a lot of them are playing at Ohio State as well. Did they do
just
enough
throw
for you
that-
in this game?
Just mix that in.
Throw that in there.
Sprinkle that in. Did they do enough for you in this game to impress you to be like, okay, you're in good hands?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're looking at 19-year-olds, right? In Raunio and Youngker and Svensson. I mean, Svensson right now in the
Svensson's sick. God, she's
44
so good.
points as a freshman. So there's only one freshman in the NCAA that was the same as her, which was Sarah Manis. I'd throw that out there because she played for the Barracudas. So I coached her for 2 years, and I'm like, wow, what a season. She'll be on Team Canada at some point. She's been on the U18 team, but I'm like, wow, 44 points in 26 games. So those two were tied going into the Olympic break. But yes, she looked good, and they just seem to be continuing to take that next step. Now, with that being said, you go from watching the Sweden-Germany game, and then you tune into the Czech-US game, and we all know the pace was just completely different, right? So for the Swedish team, they've got to be able to take their pace from Germany up to Sweden, or up to Czech,
Yeah.
up to Finland, up to Canada, US, and it's a step, right?
Yeah,
Do you
well,
think they
Finland's
have-
sick? With Finland
Yeah.
sick, they might be able to.
Yeah. Do you think they have that in their toolkit,
Right?
Becky?
I think it's there, but it's harder for them because they're not going to see it. They're going to play all these games, and then they're going to have to make this jump. Whereas everyone in the A pool is playing at that pace. And I think that's what's happened to them over the last couple of years is all of a sudden they got to make that jump, and they're not able to close out those games. So I'm hoping, I just would love to see this team get themselves into a semifinal game and see what they can do, because they're an exciting team to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Their PP was dialed 3 for 4.
Yeah,
on the game.
sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's something
I
for
mean,
the
they
teams
were-
to take note.
Yeah, they're creative. They can find those cross seams. They get their net front presence, right? So you get your bang and crash. And I thought that looked good too. Weren't they 2 years ago? Now you can refresh my memory. Last year they were sitting around 30% in the power play, which is obviously it's really good. I'm pretty sure they led the tournament the year before that. So they've got the tools there, that kids that know what they're doing, and again, the creativeness and the skill, right? Not everyone's a power play player,
Yeah.
right? And I know Troy Ryan has said that, talking about the Scepters. He's like, well, we don't have anyone, we don't have too many that are really just, it's natural for them. So I think Sweden does.
Yeah. What did you think about, I know PWHL fans were probably expecting to see Emma Soderberg between the pipes for Sweden today, but Emma Svensson Traff has had a better year so far in the SDHL, just kind of by the numbers. what did you think of that decision, and what did you think of her game?
Well, I guess you got a young team. You're not scared to do something like that. It kind of surprised me because you know what it's like, Tess, with goalies. And I mean, at least it was with us, which was they would have to prove themselves twice before they got the opportunity. Whereas as a player, prove yourself once, get your chance. But I always found for goalies, like you had to go through a full season, if not two, of actually being better than the person that played above you for the coach to go, all right, I'm going to give you the big game now. So they threw her in. Clearly, she's their number one. You start your number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looked fine. I mean, I felt bad for her getting scored on in the first shot of the game, but with that being said, it was a good shot. So, but yeah, interesting.
It was a hell of a shot. Let's be honest. Like that was post back bar in. Like
Joe Smith. Like hello.
Yeah.
Like she didn't miss a beat when she was out. She looked good. Like I thought all their offense was her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we all knew she was good. She just gets a different role there, right? Like when she's with Vancouver, she's not expected to be the most offensive D on the team, clearly. So she can play a good, stable, like break the puck out. And like, she's really good at that. I find when I watch them with Vancouver, but here it's like, get 30 minutes of ice, be the offense, be the power play, and she does it all.
And I think she can still carry that over. I hope this just breathes confidence into that part of her game where she goes back and like, obviously her coach and teammates see that and kind of encourage her to incorporate more of that into her game because she's got it. Yeah. Abstrider making 33 saves on the day, proven again she's a true number one. What'd you like about her performance? Obviously not getting the win, but I feel like she always gives her team a pretty good chance to walk away with the W.
Yeah. Well, she's just consistent. She's big. She takes away a lot of the net. She plays the puck like confidently, right? When she comes out, like, and I think that's a calming. You know, when she comes out of the net, even when the score was starting to get a little, the game was a little tilted, I find she'd come out and make that first pass, and you go, oh, okay, she's pretty cool back there. So, and same thing, you got a goalie who doesn't get a ton of game action playing in the PW behind Debian, but she didn't seem to miss a beat either. So,
not at all.
Yeah,
that's hard.
It's not easy, no, especially for a goalie.
Yeah, and on an Olympic stage to boot.
Yeah. Hello, it's the Olympics.
Yeah,
no big deal.
No, totally. Any final closing thoughts on that game before we move on to Italy, France?
No, I mean, if you had to put money on it, I think the team I would have put money on won it. So
yeah,
I think that's kind of what we'd expected to happen. So I think they'll probably cruise through the group, Sweden, and and then we'll see what happens when they get their first real challenge.
Yeah. That one you would have been a little bit more comfortable placing money on probably than the Italy-France game. Italy back in the Olympics for the first time since 2006. France making their debut at the Olympics, and Italy in this one gets more goals in a single game than they got in the whole tournament in 2006. They absolutely turned it up on home ice here. 4-1 victory.
Kellar, do you remember in 06? Cassie touched on it a bit when you guys played against Italy, and anytime Italy touched the puck, the place would go insane to the point where you guys were almost like, what's happening? Did I miss something?
Did something happen? I remember the one time they actually got the puck across the red line and the crowd erupted. Like you would have thought if you were just listening in, you're like, oh, Italy scored. No, they got it across the red line, and I think they dumped it in, and it wasn't icing. So yeah, you know what? There's some players on this team, like legit players on this team. So and I was going through it and I'm like 11 players with NCAA experience. I think there's like 6 who've played pro, and by pro I'm talking SDHL, PW, or the CWHL. So like kind of the top pro leagues. Like they've got players that have played at a high level, and I thought France does too, though. They've got some.
Their tendy was great.
Yeah. I mean, Italy just kind of stomped them.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see, like, they could make a quarterfinal. Imagine. They got to figure out a way to. Can they beat Japan? Can they beat Germany? I don't think they'll beat Sweden, but
I think they can give. I think they can give a run to Japan. I'm not gonna lie. I think Italy can, just based on what I saw. It's a couple things to tighten up, but their goalie was good enough for me. And
shout out Guelph.
Hey, Julia.
Yeah.
Tutina was. She opened the scoring. She had a fantastic game. You got Laura Fortino on the back end, who's played for Team Canada in major games, assisted on the game-winning goal in 2014 with Pooh. Like, you've got experience in that locker room. You got Della Rovere, who's playing in the PW, who knows all these players, that you can just breathe confidence into. Everybody just like, they're just like me. I practice with them every day. It's fine.
And they've been
Well, no-
playing together too, right? They've been together in
Yes.
Montreal. Sauvageau is a
Yeah.
GM there. Lots of their staff
Did you
is
see their
Quebecois.
Did you see their scores? Like,
Yeah, they were
there's
killing the U Sports teams. Like, I
like
was stunned by
crushing.
that.
I was stunned by that because in the past China's done the same thing where they've come
Yeah.
over and they've played, and like my junior team played China and I think they tied them. So I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, so I was not expecting Italy to just stomp them, and then they played a college like all-star / the reserve players from Montreal and tied them 2-2. So I'm like, all right, they're legit. That Matilda Fantine, she's pretty solid player too. Played out of Penn State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually like Italian born, because a lot of North Americans on that team. There's 8.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've got some players worth watching. Well,
See-
Sauvageau said it to us way back before we'd even done any research. She's like, there's a couple players that could play in the PWHL. And I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, Sauvageau.
Yeah.
So it turns out she was right.
Yeah,
As
I mean,
always.
obviously she has to be.
Right.
She's been watching them. That's her job.
Yeah.
Initially, I had this circled as the game for
Yeah.
both Italy and France. This one because this is the game that you guys are going to win. But after watching this, are you convinced? I guess you kind of said it already, but are you convinced they could win maybe more than one, potentially 3 games here for Italy?
I think they could win another. And if
Yeah?
they do, then they'll get themselves into a quarterfinal. Yeah, I'm interested to see how they stack up against a Japan. Because
know.
Japan just plays such a perfect game.
Yeah.
Puck possession, they all skate well, they support the puck well, right? So they don't make a lot of mistakes. Their problem is that they struggle to score. But they will play a very nice game, and they've got a lot of skill. So yeah, I'm curious to see how those teams stack up, but it's possible.
Yeah, totally. Just from watching the games, because you've been dialed in since, I don't know, before the sun came up today. How's the ice looking? I know we have some people tuned in here that were wondering, do you have any concerns about the way the ice is looking as the days progressed here?
No, it looked okay to me. I mean, a couple players overhandled pucks or overskated them, and we thought, is it the ice or did that just happen? I don't know.
Yeah.
You might have to ask a player that.
I thought Kenzie and
perspective
Cheryl
was-
were having an interesting conversation about the boards specifically, like not about the ice, but like they haven't had the opportunity to practice at all in that arena. The practice facility is different. So Kenzie and Cheryl made a good point about defenders not knowing what to do when it comes to using the wall there, which is tough when it's something they use a lot.
Yeah, good
But
excuse, eh,
it's
Bex?
both-
Good excuse for defenders, eh? Well, it's not the
Not my
same bounce. Yeah.
No, my
I wasn't expecting that bounce. They must have made it trampoline boards. We
Yeah.
couldn't have predicted
That's
this.
happened. Did you watch the game, the PW game in Hamilton?
Yeah.
Those boards, okay, they hadn't had ice in that building in forever, but they play
Yeah.
lacrosse. So everyone's like, the ice, we don't know about the ice, but the boards will be fine. Well, you don't rim a ball in lacrosse. And about 5 times in that game, a puck was rimmed and it just popped out into wherever, right? So nobody knew. So whatever, it happens, right? Those are the
Yeah.
bounces, especially when it's the same for both teams. Nobody's familiar. So
Totally.
Yeah, that's true. It's even playing field. Becky, appreciate you hopping on with us and appreciate listening to you as always, and can't wait to eventually, get to see you in person soon and keep listening to you for the rest of this tournament.
have fun in Italy, you guys, and
Well,
eat
thanks.
some pasta, drink some red wine.
We're going to
We
have
will.
to.
We
gonna have
will
to-
I
do
think
for all
that's how
three
you
of
get
us.
into the country, right? Here's a pasta and
Yeah.
a glass of wine. You have 5 minutes, go.
Well, you'll lose your Italian card, Julia, if you don't eat pasta and drink some red wine, right?
Yeah.
You go over
Oh,
there and be
no,
like,
I will be.
Italian if you're not.
I will be. And I'm getting Italy merch too. I'm very excited about it. My mom has a
Nice.
whole list for me to purchase. So
Hey, listen, you got to find out. This will be my parting words. In 2006, they actually sold logoed wine in the Olympic stores. So you could come home with, like, I had a bottle of bobsled wine, and then I got one that was specifically hockey. So fortunately, I kept it in a wine cooler because I drank the hockey one like 2 years ago. It was mint, which was excellent. I still
Really?
have the bobsled one. Cheryl Pounder, however, I think she left it in like a sauna because she's like, not good. She opened hers a few years ago. Not good.
she
But
was
mine
lying.
still-
Pounds didn't let that thing hang around for that
I
long.
don't
No
know.
way.
You can ask her, but you got to go see if they have that again because it was the best thing to buy and it lasts a long time. I still have the empty bottle, the one we drank, because it's like
Wicked.
Olympic logoed wine. It was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, those are wise parting words. Appreciate that, Becky.
Def doing
We
it.
got to get our paws on some wine. Okay,
Yeah.
you enjoy the rest of your day.
All right.
Amazing call today.
Guys.
Thank you so much for hopping in as always. It's Becky Kellar. She's the best.
She
She doesn't
is.
ever swears on our show.
No, she would never. Please, Brown graduate,
That's only Cheryl Pounder and
Yeah.
her shenanigans.
the chip tooth poundy,
Yeah, that's when it all comes out.
hillbilly pounds.
I was pumped to see Italy win, honestly.
I know you were.
I thought that
You should
France
be.
was gonna. I should be. Yeah, I'm a proud Italian. Cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really know what they were gonna come out looking like. Same thing as Becky. I saw those scores from the U Sports teams, but yeah, they look like a team, and I guess they should. They've kind of spent more time together than anybody else has leading up to the Olympics. So
That's great. They had their centralization. It matters.
good for them. Yeah, and Soma Show definitely knows a thing or two about how to centralize a team. Let's go to this USA Czechia game. So much PWHL representation in this game, Tessa, between the USA and Team Czechia, who is just like so well represented in the PW with 8 players. Rematch of the semifinals, which was an absolute heartbreaker for Czechia. Layla Edwards officially becomes the first Black woman to represent Team USA. We were all excited and just all the better to see it happen. She gets a point in this game. She was all over it, kind of a scary moment where she had that collision behind the net, but she was great. And I thought Czechia was good in this one too. The one goal they scored was an absolute beauty. I have to say that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. Obviously, they caught him sleeping, but 16 PW players on US and 8 on Czechia, which represent ladies. Love it. I I liked this game. I liked parts of this game, if you will. Obviously, watching this probably with a closer, more I'm fine combing through things just because I don't know why I'm so nitpicky on USA in this. Even Czechia, I was kind of like, okay, there's some things here that obviously are going to be addressed, but it's the first game at the Olympics. Like, are you supposed to be dialed and your best on game one? Nah, you just got to be going like this. Take your first stone where you are and move on from it. But it was nice talking through it, I think, with you, my dad, who was watching it with me, and as well as one of our favorites that comes on our show over my shoulder here, Courtney Kennedy, because she's got some experience at the Olympics games. So in saying that, you know what time it is, right, Julia?
We know what time it is.
It's time for Courtney's Corner.
Courtney Kennedy joining us live on Jocks and Jills right now. Courtney, we've had a former player on this show live once before, and she came in and she started dropping F-bombs. So I'm legally obligated to remind you that we are live right now before we continue. Thank you so much for doing it. What's it like to have a theme song?
Now I'm nervous. I don't even want to speak. It's great. It's great to have a theme song. You know you've made it when you have a theme song.
Next up, we're getting you a mic shipped right to your door. It's just going to happen.
I know.
A mic?
I don't even know what I'm going to do. This is unbelievable.
Song?
Record music is what you're going to start doing.
Oh, I'm going to be singing. Yes.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I can't wait. Team USA makes their Milano debut. You and I were chatting through it a little bit, talking on the phone. My feed was a bit ahead of Courtney's, so I was like totally playing spoiler runner. She's like, "Hey, what are you talking about? Don't! Oh man, you're ahead of me by a lot."
Yeah.
And then it got to a moment where she was like, "Wait, I kind of like watching the game like this."
Yeah, because you said something. I go, "Oh wait, how's that breakdown going to happen where we get that?"
Yeah.
And it was just a weird way of looking at it.
I
in
know.
the future, but
I know. And a big game for USA to start too against a fiery Czechia.
oh yeah.
They mentioned on our broadcast here in Canada, Culty had a quote where she had said, "We're not easy to get rid of." And it kind of, there was some truth spoken to that for parts of this game, but I still feel like there's some tightening to do on Czechia's side. But do you think Czechia kind of lived true to that statement a bit in this one?
Yeah, I just think they're the most dangerous team in the tournament. In the way that they can take over the offensive zone, they can put 2 in quick. I think the key is for them to stay within 2 goals.
Yeah.
Once there's a 3-goal spread, a lot of hope is taken out of your sails, and so I think it can get more difficult. But they were right in it. I mean, there was turnovers that they were capitalizing on. I want to say they hit a post that could have been a game changer, a missed call that could have been a game changer. And so just little pieces where I think that's Czech's game. I think they're very dangerous. I love watching them play. But offensively, yeah, they can bury it. They can put it in the back of the net.
Yeah.
So you can't sleep. You can't fall asleep on it.
No, not at all. On the American side of things, you and I had a pretty good chat where we were like, well, you had your coaching hat on, and I was just having my mind blown, loving to continue this conversation with you. We're going to start with the goalies here. Frankel getting her first Olympic win, which is
How
strange
is that
to
a
say.
thing? It
I
just
can't-
does
I think
not
she's had
seem
a
like a thing.
few. Yeah,
I
like at least
fact check
one.
myself on that every time. I'm like, there's no way. Someone's got to update something here. Like, this is crazy. Regardless, she's a goalie that's played so much for Team USA, yet not at all in the Olympics
So
headed
weird.
today. Did you like her game? Did you like what she put out there?
I did. I think it's a tough game to play in
Yeah.
because of the way the Czech is. So if your defense, as they're getting their feet wet in the Olympics, there's going to be these breakdowns, breakaways, 2-on-1s. I think she did a fantastic job of handling. She had some grade A saves that are necessary, or else the momentum totally goes the other way.
Yeah.
It can make game one a little strange for some young players, but I thought she did a fantastic job.
You think USA sold that she's their number one moving forward here throughout these Olympic Games?
I think that's the question. I mean, I don't, know what goes on in different coaches' brains, but when I look at these two, you have two fantastic goalies that I've seen compete throughout, PWHL and whatnot, and even in the rivalry series, they've both earned the net at different points. And I don't think I know the answer or how you come at the answer, but my question is, who's your one? Is that your one? And if it is, are you going back and forth? What are you thinking about in terms of giving your goalie the best opportunity for success? In these elimination games.
Well, that's just
as
it,
you
because
move
there's a
on.
day off in between after this one, right? And then you got Finland. So are you going to let, I mean, if Finland's healthy, let's say, which should be the next hardest game outside of Canada and Czechia, you letting Gwyneth Phillips get a sniff on that? Or are you just saying, Gwen, you're on the bench until we decide, and this is going to be the Aaron Frankel Olympics?
Exactly. And I think that's the hardest thing as a coach, to make those decisions, because I think the US has two fantastic goalies. I mean, I trust Frankel. I know her. I've seen her play more. So that's where I'm at. She's proven it to me, but I'm just a person on the sidelines. I'm a fan. I'm very curious. I think that's just the stuff that goes in my brain as a coach. Like, okay, at one point, is that going to get sticky? Is it not? Has it already been decided and declared? But at one point, the goalie's going to want to know if it's their net.
Yeah. All goalies have to know.
Yeah,
It's the
at one
hardest
point.
thing to not know, and I think it's only fair. But if you go by how Robleski's kind of run the program, hey Julia, like from all the worlds that we've covered and stuff,
Not
it's
even
kind
from a goalie. Like, my understanding is he just likes to keep you guessing. He likes to keep you earning your spot. And like, there's not, from what I understand and what I've heard, it doesn't sound like players generally know they're the player. It's their position. It sounds like there's a lot. He likes to leave him guessing. He likes to leave him earning it.
and I think that's like a coaching style too, right, Court? Where it's like I just go with what's hot.
Yeah, I think if anything, he's shown that he can win over the years with his style. And so there has to be trust put into the fact that that's how he's going to run his team. He knows what he's doing. And I'm sure them as a staff and with the players are on the same page of sorts of how it's going to be successful. But that's just the biggest question, is how you're setting up your top players to be your top players. Because when you want to win out, you need to win that big game. Like, you want your top players showing up. I mean, they need to be your best players,
Yeah,
or it can be
'cause-
very, very hard to win gold.
and that's it. So for a goalie standpoint, okay, this one's in the books as Aaron Frankel's against Czechia. You got Finland on Saturday, and then you play Switzerland on Monday. Then following that Monday game, you got Canada. So like typically you would put the tendy that is going to be facing whom you assume you're going to play in the gold medal game, which is Canada, in that last preliminary round game. So if you're going to flip-flop back and forth, that's going to end up being Gwyneth.
Right. And then thinking about the day off in between these games, what kind of shots are these players getting? So if you're going, so whoever's playing Canada, when was the last time you saw a shot, like a real shot, and you had those kind of pressure moments, and it all depends.
Yeah.
But as a coach, I really want to monitor that. If they're getting enough play, because how else are you setting them up? You can't just go into a game and all of a sudden, your legs will snap off.
Yeah.
Where are we at mentally? Are we there? Are we in it? Are we feeling the shots? What are the pre-games looking like? Are they skating on their off days? All the pieces to make a game like for the players who don't get the time necessary because of the days off.
Yeah. I want to start with Team USA and their first goal, a nice deflection by Carp. It was a one-timer, by the way, everybody, from Megan Kellar. I don't know if anyone remembers when we were talking to Frankel and Keller, but we literally said to Keller, please give us a one-time shot. And she friggin' delivered. I can't wait to text her.
We
I didn't
can't
want to
pat
text her
ourselves
in
on
the
the back
moment.
so much. Like we're such nerds. It's
I
really
know.
bad.
That's an
I didn't want to
assist. Yes,
text
you
her right
can.
away. She'd be like, you're weird. Don't do that, Tessa. Anyways, I was just like, hell yeah, there's the 1T. But when I was chatting with you right after it happened, Court, on the phone, and you're like, nah, that started with deception. And it was Layla Edwards that actually kind of helped that power play get to that point. So you want to walk us through it, how Carp ended up free enough to get a stick on that one time?
Yeah, like watching that whole thing, like Layla Edwards does two different things in it. Like the first time, her deception and looking to her right and then slipping that pass through to Carp, who gets a quick release shot. So now checks all, the goalie has to make a save. The defense collapses. They're trying to get Carp. Puck kicks out. Edwards then does another deceptive play and pushes back, almost a punch stop forward, push back, then gives it over to Keller, who takes the one-timer as Carp's going front for a moving, tip to get it high to low. The team is already out of sorts, excuse me, the Czech team, because you already broke them down in their PK. So
Yep.
now they're scrambling to get back. It just opens it up. Now Carp's open, Keller can get a shot through. That shot can't get through.
No.
You got to eat that all day.
Yeah.
And so just watching it, but seeing those two huge deceptive plays by Edwards, I think a lot of times players rush it and they're almost fakes. Is that even a thing? A fake?
Yeah.
Like follow through with your fake. Actually get them to fake. Because if they don't bait on your fake, then you're going with plan A.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think Edwards was instrumental in those moments, and the composure she has and her stick handling abilities was really fun to see.
Totally.
Obviously, Keller, stop it. That kid can shoot. She's a competitor. Carpenter in front of the net, that hand-eye, stop that too. That kid's unreal. So
Crazy.
fun to see that group. I love that whole power play.
Yeah. For any new hockey fans listening, when Courtney says, she broke down their PK. It's so when you're killing a penalty and it's a 5-on-4, you're usually in a box formation that will rotate into a diamond or whatever. And when it breaks down, that box formation is broken. People are out of their usual positions, covering specific lanes, and people are scrambling to get back, especially against an offensive prowess like Team USA, who the second that puck touches their stick, I swear to God, it's just like an offensive chance is immediately created with them. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Jinsey Dunn and Haley Skimura pretty much go back to back, 2 quickies for Team USA. Was that the moment there that
Joy.
you think? Joy, sorry, I said
Yeah.
Jinsey.
Easy slip. I mean,
both Buckeyes, whatever, it's fine.
Both Buckeyes. Doesn't mention that they're also
They're
both
sisters.
great hockey players, good people.
They both played at Ohio.
They're
They know one
sisters.
another.
Joy gets her first Olympic goal. And then Scams goes back to back on that one. Is this where you think the game got away from Czechia a bit here?
Yeah, I think anytime that you allow US or Canada to put 2 in a row or within like a 2-minute span, I just think it just pops your balloon. It's
Yeah.
just it's too much. And then I think if you don't put something in or do everything you can to take momentum back, I think it's going to get away from you. I think their goalie's fantastic. Always been a fan of her. I thought she did everything she was supposed to, but
Yeah.
you got, Joy Dunn basically unloading a heavy shot ready right in the slot,
Yeah.
puts it in there, and Scams almost with a no look, and nobody's expecting it. And yeah, I think Czech needed to strike right then or else it gets tough. I thought they were going to. I thought when it was 4-1, I thought they might get a power play in this moment. And I go, okay, 4-2 changes everything.
Yeah.
That's a momentum shift and can get weird. But they ended up popping one in to make it 5.
You mentioned a missed call. What'd you think about the reffing in this one?
I like that they let them hit on the walls. I actually wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
I was excited to see that because I would think it'd be a shame to see them come from where they're playing all the time and then have it dialed back in terms of wall physicality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a few missed calls, but I bet on both sides of it.
Yeah.
I think it's a super hard job being a ref in the IHF, and I don't know. I think they do a good job. I do. I wouldn't want to be one.
Well,
I
that's
call
just
them
it.
out, but
Yo, it's you're one. Refs are human too, and also this is their Olympics as well.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they've got to get warmed up to this too, just similar to the teams and the players do as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even on the bench, there's a lot of different rules in the IHF that are different than what you might be used to in your own leagues. And so
Yeah.
as a coach, even you're like, wait, that's not legal. You can't win it with your foot. Or wait, what?
At all.
And there's some little things that'll catch you. And then even for the coaches, as you go through this tournament, the tournament becomes more familiar. I know obviously that makes sense, but
Yeah.
I also think it's helpful for the comfortability of players and staff.
Totally. I want to go
Yeah.
back to scams a little bit because you touched on her. What is it about Haley Skimura in the U.S. national team jersey?
Seriously.
I feel like we see scams, like great contributor in the PWHL, but not like this. At Worlds, it's like she's popping off a couple goals here and there. Olympics, she's just like, here I am. Is it just maybe the players she's playing with, or is it the stage that she's vibing off of? What is it with scams?
I always think Scams goes to the dirty area
Mm.
more than other U.S. players. I think that's how she has a role on the team. I
Yep.
think she's the first to be in front of that net. I also think that she's usually on a line, and this happens in a fourth line role where you end up putting a bunch of players who all have to do things the right way or they won't see playing time.
Right.
And I just think in a team, when you have players who play things the right way and do things the right way, great opportunities arise. And so I do think she's in the right place at the right time, but I also think her line mates greatly contribute to it because there's not much flash. It's usually get it, throw it to the net, get it, feed front. Somebody should be there. I love the way they play the odds of the game, and it's a line that I predictably understand how they're going to be in the offensive zone in terms of work ethic and hunting. And I think she does a great job of being gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gritty. I like
So
that.
next game for the USA is Finland, Courtney. I know that we don't know a whole lot about that situation, but if you're behind that bench, like, aren't you asking every question? Like, if Canada couldn't play this team 2 days ago, can we? And Tess and I were talking about it before. Like, it's
Yeah, what's
just
the
that kind of a
science?
weird precedent with the postponement. Honestly, I figured this is it should have been
I was shocked by postponement just
Yeah.
because you set the precedent. So like what happens if I'm USA, I don't know, like, again, I'm not a doctor, but how quick somebody heals from this virus that it totally incapacitates you, I want to say. I don't know how quick of a turnaround it is for them to be healed up and ready.
Well,
And
healed
so
is
in
one
terms of
thing.
spreading it,
That's it.
it's about spreading it. If Finland, it's a tough blow. You got it. It's a great team too, right? And so you're just hoping for the best. I hope that they have players that can feel the team, because I don't know how you postpone again. You're going to run out of postpone dates.
Yeah.
You're already going to affect other teams. It's not built for that. So Finland's a top team. You want them to go with the best. But if I'm USA, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably wearing a few masks on my face.
Yeah, like, are we
I don't
running back the
wanna-
masking?
Yeah. Absolutely.
All this work, you're finally there. In 2002, we had a virus go through our team.
Right.
There's people on these IVs and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like our top players. And I remember being like, I didn't even get sick because I'm just a stay-at-home kind of D. Of course I didn't get sick. But all the other players who score goals, I'm like, we need you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're on an IV. And I'm like, could we have postponed? No,
Yeah.
just kidding.
Right.
But
Let's go back. Replay
for the
that. thing.
betterment of the Olympics, you want Finland to be healthy. I don't know what the gameplay is, what the next one is.
I know. And is
Yeah.
it to the point where Team US is like, sure, if you have 10 players and a goalie, we'll play you, but you guys are wearing masks. We will
Yeah,
too.
because how do you know? I don't know when it's out of the system. When is it not contagious? I would want to know. I'd be talking to my doctor. I'd want to know the science behind this, and what are the odds of us catching this?
Yeah.
Slash
Yeah.
everybody in the village, everywhere.
Yeah. And then everybody, here's your giant Costco sized tub of hand sanitizer that you'll be carrying around with you everywhere and just bathe in it. That's what I would be doing if I was at those Olympic Games. Like the driest skin, I wouldn't care.
And wash your hands. Nobody's washing their hands enough. You don't even think about it.
Right.
Like you shake hands with the other team, you do whatever you do, and you're just like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. Wash your hands.
Wash your
gotta
hands,
wash your
guys.
hands.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
That's going to be the title of this video.
Wash
Wash
your
your
hands.
hands. Quote Courtney Kennedy.
Courtney Kennedy.
Court-
Yeah, I don't want to let her go yet without talking
Yeah.
about Hillary and that goal because
gosh, yeah.
she mentioned it was, her last Olympics, we're going to beat this thing like a dead horse, and I don't even care because Hillary deserves all of the flowers and some. And that goal was like primetime Hill, like what I remember about Hillary. And I don't think I saw that much of that from her this year in the P-Dub. And the fact that I saw it here, I was like, damn right. And then when she's on her knees, spun around, and the smile on her face, I was like, uh-oh, watch out, everybody.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't
Hill's
want her
having
going
fun.
if you're another team. Yeah, no, you
No.
don't. The
That
way
goal
she
was
uses her
beautiful.
frame, comes in, no stick handle, big body, cuts into the left, takes as much middle ice as she can, rips it, no stick handle. Like, yeah, I mean
I know.
that's what she's built for. And to see her do it at, I mean, how old?
Is she
She's 30,
34?
35 maybe?
36.
6?
Ugh.
She's an
Hillary doesn't
ageless
age,
wonder.
guys. She looks the same from when I played against her. Like, it's
Yeah, it was
ridiculous.
just a cool thing to see. It's like that's why she's hard to defend. What are you gonna do there?
Yeah, she's 36, which is
36.
crazy. 36 playing like she's 19. What I loved was when she got the puck, she realized once she took her first 2 strides, she's like, I have a half step on her. And she didn't stop. And she
I can
just
take
like
this.
dropped her
Stole
shoulder
her
and was like,
ice.
get off me. Pulled it
Yes.
in, ping. Like, it didn't go bar down, but it was like
It's in
high glove.
stride, all of it.
Beautiful.
All of it. And more players should watch that and do that.
Yeah.
Try that. Instead
Yeah.
of going out and practicing like these cutbacks and you know what? Why don't you drive wide? Why don't you keep that possession way outside? No, don't allow anyone getting anything on your stick.
Yeah.
Walk in there and absolutely rip it. Why not? It was beautiful.
I want more of that. Everyone
Yeah.
listen
You know,
to Coach Courtney.
on
Wash
the-
your hands and do that move.
Wash your hands and drive the
yeah.
net,
Yeah.
ladies.
Carry the puck, keep it wide. Stick, you don't need to stick handle. Nobody cares.
No.
You're not getting points for that. You don't got people in the stands being like, you see that stick handle, 10 points, 9 points. If you're not scoring and you're not advancing your team, nobody cares, you know? And even on the first goal, Nider's in front of the net. Nider's right in front of that net, taking away. Who are you going to look through Nida? You're not going to look through Nida. She's sitting there, 36-year-old vet, right? 5th Olympics, and has no problem camping out right in front of that kid's eyes. I think she's great. What a captain. That's a cool captain. I'd follow that.
Captain there,
Unbelievable.
captain.
Everybody's
Yeah.
been posting photos of like all the Hannah Bilkes of the world just being kids and having photos with her. Like, imagine having Hillary Knight as your captain, man. Like,
Meanwhile,
joins
Nider's
Jana
going through every stage of her life and her haircuts and all the different things to play in. Because it's like constantly like, okay.
That's what's so funny about it, Court. You're actually right. She does have a different haircut, and, like eyebrow style, and every different.
That's
one
how
of
it
the
would work. I
photos.
mean,
Yeah,
you're
you gotta
growing up
experiment.
on social media everywhere. There's pictures of you everywhere, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
The Bilka one, I was dying.
As a whole, this game for Team USA, what grade are you giving them? A plus, B minus?
You know, I'm not good at grades. I wasn't as a student.
We've heard.
And I don't think I should be allowed to give them out. But what I will say is this: I think it's a tough game to open with, and I think they did a fantastic job. Things I think that you should not necessarily worry about, but that I need them to be better defensively transitioning, you know, out of a turnover or any kind of a rush coming in. I think they need to be better at gauging danger. I think sometimes the Czech players are getting behind them, creating odd man rushes. I mean, the breakaway alone, you just got to know that's game management. You need to know that. And hopefully it's a good wake up call.
Yeah.
They haven't been playing together. So I'm assuming, hey, this is just them getting their feet wet, do some video, kind of sort it out. But if you don't take care of transitional hockey plays defensively,
Yeah.
I think it's a tough tournament. You got to be very hard to play against. And you got to be able to squash other teams' hopes and dreams. They can't just be able to march in and get an odd man rush. They just can't. You got to squash that.
Lee Steckline, you know, every game on that bench is going to be reminding every single player before they go out there what's on the clock, how much time is left. Like now when penalties are ending, you know, there's going to be everybody chirping on the bench.
Yep.
Box,
Because it already
box,
happened.
box.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know, Team Canada's taking notes on all of this stuff. It's a young decor.
Yeah.
Very young
everything
decor.
you're watching when you're watching these teams, like, you know, even U18s, you're in the building, you're watching to see where everyone's vulnerable. Like where can we get them? Where's their Achilles heel? Where is it? Is there one? And your job as a coach is to find it and exploit it. And so, you know, every time you're out there, you're on show, everything's on tape. What are you doing? What do you look like?
Yeah.
That can be an advantage or a disadvantage. Some people get too involved in it and lulled to it. And one thing about US that's fun is they're super creative offensively, and I think it's hard to put a tab on how they play per se. So their power play, I think, is wildly difficult to manage because you don't know what they're going to do, and there's so many different points of attack.
Yeah.
And so it's just like being able to manage that. offensively pump in goals, but defensively, you don't want these games to be 6-5. You have the ability to put in 6, and you have the goalies to keep it out. Let's just be more diligent in the middle of that ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to be a breakout star on this U.S. team this Olympics? I put my money on Joy.
God, she's big and strong in front of that net. The thing, God, that's a good answer. Like, they had sticks around her and she still put it through.
She's
And
strong,
a lot of other
man.
kids have sticks there, and it's like,
Yeah.
and she got it through.
I like Tessa Janicki's game as well. I felt
Yeah,
like she was
fast.
creating and getting scoring chances.
I root for Bilks the most.
Yeah.
I just love her tenacity. She's an unbelievable athlete like that, and you root for her. Layla Edwards, I think, looked fantastic with composure offensively.
Yeah.
I think she's so good offensively with that puck. Fun to see. I don't know if I think I like too many of them right now, Tessa.
Okay, that's fair.
Might just
And
be
I'm a big
breakout
vet
Olympics.
fan. Like, I root for those vets. Like, I think they're the ones like who pulled the sled. Like, even Panic. Like, Panic
Yo,
Oh,
does
she,
great
yeah.
things out there. You watch
Man.
that girl with possession on a puck. She gets it. She can do things.
that feed across to Coiner was going low blocker, made a nice save. It just was like probably 2 inches off.
Yep.
The feed, that move, the pullback, and then like she like zipped it across with sauce on it. Like it was like humming to Coiner, who collected it perfectly. But
Yep.
that's just two vets who obviously play together in season, whose timing
They're fun to watch.
and rhythm are
Yep. And they're strong. Like, Panic
Beautiful.
is very strong upper body. So she can zip that pass with relative ease. And then Coiner, even on that shift, she was so good at tracking back. Anytime the puck went off her stick, she's right on you. Like, I was going to say a swear.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I held back.
Thanks to the legal reminder.
Yeah. So she was on them quick. And I think that just creates turnovers. And I think chaos and turnovers is how you win. So I'm always rooting and looking at, Bilks and some of these younger players, because you want them to have those moments. It's
Yeah.
important for them. They've been dreaming of this their whole lives. But then when you look at some of those older players, I'm like, the way they possess a puck under pressure, I could write a song about it.
Yep.
I might.
You might have to once you
You
get that
should.
mic.
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Jackie will help. We can make it your new jingle.
Yes.
Yeah, once I get the mic, I just start spitting out songs.
A new passion.
I love it.
Court, appreciate you doing this as always. We'll be bugging you throughout the Olympics to hop on with us. USA's next game against Finland. So we'll see what happens there. We'll be tracking that, obviously.
Yeah, wash your hands.
Wash your hands and drive the net, everyone. That's what Coach Court says. Thanks, Court.
She's
Thanks,
the best.
She's awesome. Love her. I wrote down a couple things as we were doing this. So when we were talking about goalies and Aaron
Yeah.
Frankel and Gwyneth Phillips and what's going on in the U.S., and I see we have a couple additional questions about goalies too. If we're going to see Phillips, some people asking if we'll see Kaylee Osborne. You know what's interesting? Like, you and I talk to Ken Klee and like people around Ken Klee all the time, right? And we all
Yeah.
know what their goaltender situation is. Whoever's playing hot is playing. And if you have a little bit of an off game, you're probably going to have a game off, and then you're going to get an opportunity right away to be back between the pipes. And it never really seems like there's a lot of stress there. And somehow, like, it's kind of the same situation with Team USA, but it feels like there's that anxiety there of like, oh, not that. I don't know. It just feels like there's more tension as to like who's getting the net and like, will they get it back? Dun dun dun.
Can I say that I think they have the two perfect goaltenders that probably don't need to know and wouldn't care, that they would just be ready to go and play in that gold medal game no matter what, and they'd be each other's biggest fans, whoever was in there?
Minnesota or US? Both?
US.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Both, honestly.
Yeah, well, both. Yeah, the answer is both, but I'm talking about USA right now. Like,
Right.
both. Like, you saw it in the World Championship when Gwyneth Phillips had to step in.
Yeah.
Played like a
that's
stud.
so true. I forgot that Gwen had
Didn't
to play
matter.
the end of that game because Frankel went down. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
so right. So they're just kind of probably taking it in stride that we're probably thinking about it a little bit more than they are.
And that's just their personality. You know,
Yeah.
Gwyneth is just like, yeah, whatever. I'm just on the, after practice, I'm planning my next camp and trip. And Aaron's like, oh, I was just worried about my next Caesar salad. Sure, I'll go play. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like that's just how they are. And like, to be honest, that's having a goalie that's just like that. I think it's almost like when, you have a really good goalie, behind you and you don't, as a defender, you don't grip your stick as tight. It's okay if you make a little whoopsie because they're obviously going to bail you out 99.9% of the time. And then when you have, when it's senior weekend and your third string goalie who's a senior goes in and you're a little bit like, oh no, I can't do that. Like they just ooze the total zen. It's like a day spa when they're in net.
Yeah,
You're just going from the hot tub to the cold tub, just sipping on tea.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what they exude, and I think that I think that even the players on the team wouldn't care if they knew or not. And I think Robo, like we mentioned, is that guy. And like I don't think you're wrong in saying that, Julia. I don't think there's anything wrong with going that way either, because they've got the personalities.
Yeah. The other thing I wrote down, I noticed that Darren Dreger tweeted during this, and we love Dregs. We worked with him. We love all the insiders.
Yeah.
He quote tweeted that I just want to share with everyone listening that my pet peeve, I'm very happy that NHL players are back at the Olympics, but they might be my pet peeve of this Olympics because he quote tweeted
Go on.
that Finland-Canada US game has been postponed. Dregs quote tweets it. Like all Olympic-related obstacles, the NHL is monitoring this situation. Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly. We are obviously aware of the situation and will respond as necessary to protect the health of our athletes. My question is, who asked you guys what
Yeah.
you think?
Nobody.
Like the girls are playing.
Yeah.
Some of them are sick. No one's worried about the prima donna NHL players. I love them all. They're all great. I can't wait to see them play. I hope
Buzz
they all
off.
do awesome. But like, why do they have to be involved in everything? Like, no one asked you guys. Anyways, that's my rant.
Good
for the
rant.
day. You want to bring in Buckles?
Yeah.
Somehow we've talked for an hour and we were like, these are going to be quick post-game lives. We're going to break things down really quick and it's all going to be fast. Buckles, is that what you and Jackie have been saying about us? Like,
Yeah,
seriously,
yeah.
shut up.
I just washed my hands after listening to Courtney, and now I'm back here ready to answer some questions with you
Because
girls.
you were at the gym. Did you wash your hands before you left the gym? Buckles?
Totally, absolutely.
Did you?
Yeah.
This
I-
is a safe place. I left Pilates this morning and I sprayed my machine down, but I didn't wash my hands after. I showered. Does that count as washing your hands?
Absolutely. There you go, Julia. Absolutely.
I feel like that for sure counts.
Chat,
no?
does showering count as washing your hands? Please let us know
It
what you think.
We'll put a poll out. It
Please let
does.
us know below.
Yeah, as long as you wash your feet in the shower.
There's been a lot of great question though, you guys. You guys have hit a lot of them so far, but a couple others I'm gonna toss your guys' way right now.
Hit us. Let's hear
that.
Okay, at Peyton Rain asks, who are going to be the standout players for you guys in the Olympics? I know you already said Joy, Tessa.
Yeah.
Who else though for you guys?
Hilda Svensson from Sweden. You'll see and hear a lot of her. This kid's gross. Like, and she doesn't even realize how good she is, which is the best part. It's like, when you have a puppy who has massive big paws and they're like, they grow bigger and they forget that they're big. They still think they're a little lap dog.
Yep.
That's Hilda Svensson's talent. Like,
For
that's
real.
It's crazy. It's crazy how good this kid is. So I'm excited for her to have some true superstar limelight shined on her in this tournament. Joy for sure. If Finland ever plays, we'll get to it. Who else am I gonna touch on here?
Any Canadians that interest you? I'm interested to see Katie Tabin. I know it's weird to call her like a breakout star as like a veteran and older player making her debut, but I'm excited to see.
I'm gonna
excited
go
to
with
see what she
Daryl
brings.
Watts is gonna have the tournament of her life because she's been
She-
waiting almost 2 hockey careers worth for this moment, and it would be a shame to have it go to waste and not have her pop off. So I hope she hears this. Daryl, we expect it from you, and we know you can do it. So get out there, girl. Have yourself a time.
We've been itching to see Daryl Watts at the Olympics for Team
Yeah.
Canada.
So is she.
You're right, Tessa. Everybody has been. She has been. Yeah, the nation's just gonna absolutely fall in love with Daryl Watts if they don't know
should.
her already. So
Grab
Yeah.
your popcorn, you guys. It's showtime.
Oh,
It's
baby.
showtime.
Is that her
Are
new
you
nickname?
excited about
Showtime?
anyone?
Should be.
Buckles?
Am I
Anyone we didn't
excited?
mention?
I'm excited about all the young kids. Like, obviously with Next Gen, we've been dialed into the younger kids. Tessa, when you were talking about Hilda Svensson, reminded me of our interview that we had on Next Gen with her, where she was just like, yeah, I just have fun out there. And I was like, okay, so you went from under 18 straight to the senior team. Like, how was that jump? She was like, it was good. I just had fun. And like, I was just like, I love that mentality. It just
Yeah.
like truly is just another day. She loves the game. And I'm excited to watch her. Loved Joy's game today. I think she's going to have a great tournament.
Yeah.
I think she had like 7 minutes ice time, but in that
Didn't matter.
7 minutes had an impact, and
Yeah.
that's all that matters, right?
She's one of my
so
favorite players that you've had on so far. Her interview, like, she just seems so wise beyond her years. Like, and
All
She
those
such a
duns. What's with
great
all of them?
vibe.
all
I
of
don't
the
know. I need
duns.
to hang out at that house.
They're
Like, I
all
need better
adults.
energy.
Yeah, I need to grow up
Seriously.
like them.
Yeah.
real,
How
for
do
real,
I
for
how do I
real.
revert back and be wholesome? Like, please. I like what they have going on. I love it.
Yeah.
That is awesome. One other question, actually, you guys, from Bella Ella. Question is, what's something that the Canadian U.S. teams do that are uncommon elsewhere in the world? Just like game tendencies. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Oh, that Canadians do?
In
That's
the
uncommon?
Americans?
I don't know what other nations are doing, to be quite honest, because we're so in our bubble that we don't pay attention. I will say this, though. Back in 2005, leading up to the Torino Olympics, Team Sweden had approached Team Canada to assist them in building a pre-Olympic training regiment and help them with just structure and everything. And Team Canada agreed. And then they won the silver medal. And then Canada said, okay, that's enough. You guys can do this on your own now.
Right.
And then they didn't.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what other nations are doing. I just know that the Canadians and Americans alike are, I want to say, detail oriented, if you will, where it's the little things that make the big difference. So while you may see skill and flash and dash, you heard Courtney talk about it, where Kendall Coyne tracks back properly. Right? Stopping on pucks, making sure that, if you do have a turnover or if the other team turns it over, that you're in the right position to greater capitalize on that situation or not put yourself in a bad spot.
Yeah. There's some other like little nuances that I've seen international teams do. Weird one. This one popped into my head, Tessa.
Yeah.
Switzerland, they all use skate guards. I don't
Yes.
know why that is.
No,
like,
very common.
just-
And they're like rollerblade skate guards sometimes.
And they love the rollerblade skate
Alina
guards.
Mueller.
Shout out Alina Mueller. She
Yeah.
brings them to the P-Dub. And
Yeah.
whenever I see her roll by, I'm like, there's my little Switzerland girl. She's so awesome. Japan at the last World Championship, they had this really cool hand-eye coordination game that they'd play pregame to do warm-ups with.
Cool.
They kind of worked it like hacky sack, but it was like weighted on both sides. I have one somewhere around there. Equipment manager gave it to me when I asked about it. So
Cool.
yeah, interesting. I like that question.
Very good question. We're
Honestly.
going to dive
Also,
deeper.
One thing I want to just toss into physicality when I think about the Canadian American teams. I think the PWHL obviously has had an impact, and most Canadian and U.S. players are in that so far. But even before then, Tessa, in your day, like I mean, I remember watching Tessa in some fights back in the day, and like Team Canada was always known to be physical and wear teams down, and it sucks to play against teams like that. It's tiring, mentally and physically. Yeah. That's
And
the big-
especially in
big
those big
difference.
games, like the knockout games, like once you get to the quarterfinals and semis, like you get one crack at it to punch your ticket. So am I going to allow you to skate to the front of the net and join me and hold your hand while you're next to me? Or am I going to crack you one before you get there and make you earn your spot? There's a difference, right? And it's an attitude. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Feels like Czechia's adopted that attitude. I don't know if it's their
100%.
head coach letting it bleed, her Canadian, attitude bleed into it. But like that USA Czechia game today, I don't know if we put enough emphasis on how physical it was,
Physical.
because it was a really physical game.
And I
No,
like
Courtney
that.
mentioned it. They were letting him hit on the
Yeah.
walls.
Totally. But Calty even said we have a Czech heart. That's how we play. Like Czechs are going to know what I'm talking about when I say that, and we're going to be hard to get rid of. And they were like, they battled right to the end. Like it didn't matter what the score was. They were leaving it all out there. So respect.
They got their hearts broken at the World Championship too.
Yeah.
Not just by the U.S., like not coming away from that tournament with a medal. Like that Czechia team has a chip on their shoulder right now. So I don't know
Yeah.
if that first game was totally indicative. Is that a word?
Indicative?
Yeah, there we go.
That went right over my
Emphasis.
head, but I was like, that
Emphasis on
sounds
the wrong
good.
syllable.
Yep, wrong one. Okay, tomorrow we got Japan and France, 6:10 a.m. I will be on my step machine at that time if anyone wants to contact me. Switzerland, Czechia, 8:40 a.m. We're not going to do a live post game show tomorrow. opening ceremonies tomorrow. So everybody
Yes.
tune into that. We'll be watching it. I don't know why. It makes me cry like as soon as I see the lights go on.
It's the best.
I
I love
just
the
cry
Olympics.
immediately.
I love
I'm
the
straight
Olympics.
magic.
Do you have an outfit that you wear, Tessa, for opening ceremonies? Like, do you still throw on like a kid?
When I'm home, no, my comfies. What do you mean?
I'm just trying to, help you be in the spirit.
I'll
Like,
find one
maybe-
for you. I'll tell you what. I'll throw
Please.
one on for you, and I'll make a post. Everyone,
We'll check the
just
ring
wait for
camera
it.
footage and see
Check
if
the ring
she's
camera
rocking
footage.
something. She probably is rocking something special. She's just not telling us.
You're
Julia.
just not telling us. You have
Yeah.
a lucky outfit, like my
I'm an
lucky
Olympic
underwear.
nerd, and I will put something on for you. Absolutely.
Okay, I like it. Saturday, Germany, Japan, 6:10 a.m. Sweden, Italy at 8:40. USA, Finland. Very interested to see what happens in
Me
that game.
too.
Stay locked on our social media. We'll post updates as to what's happening with Team Finland. You can find us at Jocks and Jills. That game is supposed to go down at 10:40 a.m. Canada, Switzerland at 3:10. We will come up live right here on the PWHL's YouTube page shortly after that. The episodes will get posted after the fact to our Spotify or Apple Music and again to the PWHL's YouTube page. So make sure you're keeping it locked there. Thank you all. This was fun. We missed our live shows. This was
Yeah.
fun during the playoffs. Really happy to be back chatting with y'all. Make sure you tell all your friends to hop in after the games to have these conversations. We're pumped to chat with everyone. We're pumped to get to Italy and day one in the books, everyone.
I know.
Can't
so
believe it.
Cruising. Many more
Yeah,
to
thank you
go.
very much to all of our sponsors, Shark Ninja, helping us put on Jocks and Jills week in and week out. Thank you to everyone at the PWHL. Behind the scenes, our producer Jackie, and thank you to everybody watching. We will see you all on Saturday. Enjoy the next couple games. Until then.